Hey, asterisk, welcome back to Mechano True Stoic. Want to know one of the most misunderstood secrets about what truly women on? It's not the ABS. It's not fee care. It's not even the smooth talk. It's boundaries. Yes, strong, grounded, unapologetic indies. And here's the truth. Most guys never learn. Boundaries don't turn women off. They turn them on. But I'm not talking about fake alpha posturing or manipulative. I'm talking about real masculine boundaries. That kind that come from deep self-respect, unshakable purpose, an almond who knows exactly who is. In today's video, I'm breaking down 6 specific boundaries that trigger subconscious attraction in women. Not through force, but through presence. These aren't power plays, they're clues. And when you hold them, something shifts inside her. She feels it, she respects it, she responds to it. Stick around. Especially for boundaries you, and more surprisingly how she sees herself when she's with you. So let's dive in. Boundary 1. Unavailable advantage. Your time is yours. That's the first and most powerful boundary you can ever set. Now, at first, this one feels dangerous. Ya didn't reply to her text right away. Ya didn't drop everything when she calls. You don't rearrange. You're into her schedule just to be available for her? Her anawim your mind screams. Wait, won't loyal interest? Won't she think I didn't care? Won't she move on to someone who was more responsive? Actually, the opposite happens when you are not always available. You send Emma's message not with words but with energy. My time has value. My life eyes is already full. You're stepping into something that already has motion. Meaning direction. That subtle tension, that slight uncertainty she feels about where she fits into your world. That mystery, it's magnetic because constant availability. Screams, one thing, I've got nothing else going on. Scarcity creates value. It always has. And when a man becomes rare, he becomes irresistible. You don't chase her. You draw her in simply by holding space for your own life. Now tell me, have you ever been too available and watched her slowly lose interest? Drop the word guilty in comments if that's ever happened to you, because this one change alone can shift your entire dating dynamic. Boundary tough, no apology rule. Say no without guilt. This one boundary can change everything. Here's the logical twist that most men miss. How you say no matters more than how often you say yes. Picture this. Shy invites you to some meeting that doesn't align with your schedule or energy. You want to say no, but your gut says don't upset her. So you end up saying, I'm so sorry. I just hate this one thing and maybe I can move it, but I'll try. I improvise, you exane, you backpedal. You soften your truth until it barely sounds like a boundary anymore and shuffles it. No compare that to this. Hey, I won't be able to Macite, but I hope it's great. Let's catch up later this week. Polite, clear, confident. That's attractive. You didn't fidget. You didn't apologize for existing. You didn't ask for permission. You just downed your time. A man who can say now without guilt doesn't just protect his schedule. He communicates he trusts himself. And in a world full of mentoring to please everyone, that kind self-rust. Is magnetic. Boundary 3. The respect. Reflex. Call out subtle disrespect calmly. Most men think disrespect is loud. But here's truth. It's usually whispered. If it's in tiniest moments. An eye roll when you're speaking a sarcastic jab about your job. A dismissive comment in front of friends. A joke that cuts just a little too deep. And most guys, they brush it off. They think she's just joking. They let it slide. They tell themselves it is no big deal. But there's the truth you need to understand. Letting those moments and make you chill. It makes you invisible. Not of the world tour. Because whether she knows it consciously or not, she's watching how you handle respect. And if you don't respect yourself enough to call it out, she won't respect you with her. No, I'm not saying you snap or lecture her or start a fight. You stay calm. You look her in the eye and say, hey, I don't let people talk to me like that. Just that simple, firm, grounded. That one line does what 1,000 sweet texts never could. It creates polarity. It shows her that you are a man with a standard that you hunter yourself. That being around you acquires presence, awareness, and respect. And here's the magic. When a woman sees you respect yourself enough to speak up, she doesn't pull away. She feels safer, she leans in. She becomes more feminine in your presence. Beck, you're holding the now. Have you ever let something slide and felt a little off afterward? Drop the word frame in the comments if that's ever happened to you, because the semicro moments, they reveal everything. Boundary 4, the calm test. Let instead of react. Let me tell you something that will separate you from 99% of men. A woman will test your emotional center long before she trusts your emotional depth. And Mosman, they fail that test within minutes. Here's how it goes. She throws in amplified tease. She makes a bold or sarcastic remark. She brings up something edgy just to see what happens, and what dog eyes do. They snap, get defensive, explain themselves, or worse, they shut down. You know what that tells her? He's fragile. He doesn't know who he can handle intensity. But the man who stays centered, the one who hears the jab, pauses, smirks, and says something like, "That's cute. You always disguise this fast." That man, he just flipped its script, because emotional control isn't about being cold, it's about being grounded. And when a woman senses thatch can't rattle you, she relaxes. Sure respects you, and deep down, she starts wondering what else is so shakeable about, and that question, that curiosity. It's what draws her deeper, because while most men are stuck trying to pass her test, you're the man rewriting the test as it happens. Boundary 5, the authority silenced and explained. Just decide, let's go back to something most men do without realizing it. They over-explain, they make everything sound nice. They write 5-paragraph texts to soften Nano. They talk themselves into circles just to avoid upsetting her. But here's the problem. Every time you explain yourself too much, you're not clarifying. You're asking for permission. Even if your words sound confident, the energy underneath isn't. Let's take a classic example. A man says, "I won't be able to make it night. I've had a long week. Work's being stressful, and I think it just need tourist and reset. Hope that's okay. Dotly sorry again. Now compare that to make it tonight. But let's catch up later this week." See the difference? On is a man trying to justify his choices. The other is a man owning his real confidence. It's sufficient. It doesn't ramble. It doesn't look for validation. It doesn't tread to Kushiyoni truth with 10 emotional airbags. It simply acts. Saher's your rule, sus me more. Let your presence does talking, because a man who can calmly say what he means and Thenghost holds far more power than the one who keeps trying and to have understood it. She doesn't need your verexling. She needs to feel that your words come from certainty. And when she does, you don't just win her attention, you earn her respect. Boundary 6. The mission first code. This is the boundary that flips will game. You ready? Here's Dot. She joins our journey. She doesn't become it. Lathe it land for a second. Because Mosmen, even smart, ambitious men, lose themselves the moment a woman enters their life. They shift everything for her. They adapt their goals, their schedule, their mindset just to keep her happy. And at first she might enjoy the tension, but very quickly, something shifts. She starts to feel like your purpose is her, not your vision. Noteo growth, not your mission. And you all know what happens next. The polarities, but here's the twist. A woman doesn't want to be your whole world. She wants to be part of a world that is solidly moving. She wants to join a man with momentum, with a path, with a fire that burning with or without her. And when you have that, you become the gravity. She becomes the orbit. And that shift, that's what separates the mansheds from then. She can't stop thinking about. So ask yourself, what's your mission? What are you building? And do your daily actions reflect it? Because when a man wakes up with purpose, protects his focus, and lives like he's here for something bigger, he doesn't have touches women. Women feel drawn to his direction. Bonus boundary 7. The no fixing rule. Don't fix her emotions, just hold the space. Most men, especially the caring, well-meaning goons, fall into this trap without even realizing it. She's upset. She's venting. She's emotional, and you immediately shift into problem-solving mode. You say things like, Just don't worry about it. It's not that big a deal. Here's what y'all should do. You're ying it. Just do this. And how your intentions are good. What she hears is he doesn't trust my feelings. He's trying to fix mine instead of feeling. Here's the truth. A grounded man docent tried to repair her emotional state.
He holds space for it, he listens, he breathes.
He stays present without interrupting, fixing, or fidgeting. Because a man who can sit calmly with a woman in her storm and no panic. Not flee, not tell her how to feel. That man becomes her. He becometh one she trusts, leans on and craves, not because he solved her problems, but because hesitant abandon her in them. Let me say it again for the men in Quebec. You need the right words, you need tight presence. Bonus boundary 8. The mystery principle protects your full story. Don't overshare too soon. Here's some nothing you talk about invading advice. Women are most attracted not to men who reveal everything, but two men will reveal just enough. See in the egg of constant texting, social media stories, and deep talks by day 3. Most men overexpose them. They spill their trauma, they reveal their financial details. They unpack every chapter of their past like it's a session. But here's what that does. It kills the mystery. And mystery dumpster is magnetic. The masculine doist always sexplain itself. It doesn't stand over every page of the book in the first date. It lets her wonder, let her lean forward. Let her ask questions, because when you hold a little back, not out of fear, but out of intentionality, you create pull. Chef feels there's more to. She doesn't feel entitled to your soul story. Chef feels honored when y'all slowly unfold it. That slow reveal, that controlled depth. It's intoxicating. What your boundaries say about you. Every boundary you set is a message. It says, I know who I am. I'm not afraid to lose what doesn't align with that kind of masculine energy. It's not just attractive, it's unforgettable. Because here's what women feel. Even if they never say it out loud, if he respects himself this much, maybe I'll round him. 2. It elevates the interaction. You're no longer training to be enough for her. You are setting a standard and letting her reset it. So now tell me in the comments. Which of these boundaries hit hardest for you? Which one are you? Go in twin. Starting today, if this video helps shift your mindset, give Ada a like. Subscribe to Stoic and tap the bell so you never miss an insight that can change your interior.
Approach.